and Lotus at one point had released like all of his scratch ideas and like just things that didn't really become songs. And I was like, well, maybe I should do that. So there's a song, a Ella Fitzgerald song that I sampled. And it's funny that like some of these people that I just gravitate to, it just always ends up aligning. Like
you sample
it's kind of crazy.
With that.
Yeah, so let me see, because I know I was actually listening to it literally the other day. It's called Ella Baby.
She got billions of songs too.
No, I know.
She was nothing but a singer. I loved it. Ella is it's on YouTube.
Here it is. I just put it in the put it in here for you.
Okay, I didn't know to stop your recording when you go to a link. It's so much that I wasn't recording. I'm mad about that.
Oh no, you're okay.
Let's see. It's on your Bandcamp. Okay, it's loading up. Oh, it's dope. You was in 2015.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
I wouldn't have known this was her. Did you sell this?
No. I think I got this on here for free.
I can hear this in a commercial too then.
Look, then I sampled this Billie Holiday song too.
Okay, is it on this set on Bandcamp?
Yeah, it's called Billie Baby. It's number 8.
Okay, let me see. I never used Bandcamp before. Okay, it's on the same album.
Yeah, it's called Billie Baby.
Billie Baby.
It's track 8
on Stormy Brain.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's one of my favorites. That's one of my favorite things that I've seen.
This all samples?
Yeah.
This feels, I don't know, it feels very Detroitish too. I know you're from Atlanta, but
yo, I like the house, like I love house, and I just love that sound.
Yeah, this the texture of it is just so warm and just hip hop, and it's fresh though, like how you mixed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this fire.
Yeah.
I didn't even know. See, I didn't check out the Bandcamp. I should have went to the Bandcamp. I was on your title.
Yeah, so all of my like my website and even this, it just has like all of my releases from like beginning to end.
The website?
Yeah, my website has all of this too. I just sent you straight to the Bandcamp because I had it pulled up. But like my website has literally everything I pretty much ever released.
Yeah. It's dope how you got the website. That's y'all crazy. Did you design it or somebody?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I designed, yeah. I like to I've been what was it, 2011? So I kind of been like learning stuff like that too since really I started, because I had a website. I think my first website was like 2011 and it was like EPD project. It looked like ass, but when I went to grad school, I took a
You went to grad school?
I took a web at Savannah College of Art and Design. I got my MFA. So I learned like one of the electives, like web design. And from there, I was like, yo, I'm just about to get nice at doing my own site, because I realized very early, like that was something that, like having your own space to host all of your own things.
Yeah.
Without having someone to like build it for you, because like even then I was like looking up like, yo, what does it cost to have a website built? And at the time I was like, yo, I don't have $400 to pay somebody to build it out at the time. So I was like, I'm gonna just learn. And I just ended up getting nice. And I just had the ideas in my mind for like what I wanted. So I usually design my site like all the time. So until I get to a place where I'm just like, yeah, I'll pass this off to you. Yeah. But I like it. Like I like design in general.
Yeah, it's super like clean, and then how you got like the past, present, and future. It's just super futuristic. Like I love the layout of that
Thank you.
website. Yeah, so y'all actually I'm gonna put that your site in the link, and yeah, y'all gotta subscribe to her, y'all. I still got a few questions. How are we on time?
Yeah, no, we good. We good.
Okay. So I want to talk about the latest song, "Don't Fight." Okay. So I feel like when I listen to "Don't Fight," first of all, it's different from what you did like before, like the stuff I heard, but it's still like it's still you. It's a very dreamy instrumental, and I felt neon just with some of the sounds you chose to use. Like it's just very. I just feel I don't know how to describe some sounds that I hear, but neon is the color of it, but it's still like a good song to listen to at night. So it's not, I don't know, it's a lot going on.
Yeah.
But so I feel like the storytelling in that is like that amazing feeling you get when I feel like I felt that in the beginning stages of relationships.
Yeah.
You can't stop thinking about somebody, they feeling you feeling them, but then y'all both trying to be cool. Like I don't want to be like blowing
too aggy.
Yeah, right, exactly. So talk about "Don't Fight" song, and that's the song from this year, 2020.
Yeah. So "Don't Fight" is kind of like essentially what you said, where it's like it is that, but it's also like dealing with somebody who's not completely comfortable being themselves. So they try to flex like it's like you flexing like you don't want me, and but it's like when we're together, that's a whole different story. And it's like why are you trying to resist like what you truly feel,
right?
For the sake of optics. And it's like, yo, what's going on? Like, don't fight the love. I know you feel it. Like you can't ignore what you're feeling. And I can't, it's like I can't be sitting here in this space going crazy like I'm the only person feeling this thing, when it's like your actions speak differently, you know what I mean? So it's a little bit of that, and then it's a little bit of like what you kind of say, where it's like the beginning stages of something where you feel like you're just so excited to talk to the person, and you're like, yo, I don't want to be too OD because it's like maybe I'm overdoing it, but then it's like whatever, like this is what it is. So why are we trying to like tame and manage what's happening here? You know what I mean? The explosion that's happening here. So yeah.
Nice. So what made you like make it into like this upbeat? I feel like it's a very upbeat song.
You think so?
In my opinion, because I was dancing to it. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Like it wasn't just like it could have been, you could have picked to make it slower, but I don't know. It's just like I love it. I don't know. I just love songs about don't fighting, for like not fighting in relationships, but also not fighting yourself. But I feel like it's very upbeat. Like, was it inspired by a situation? It's like a great situation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like in love. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'll say that a lot of my music, there are pieces of my music where I channel like things that I've experienced. And the thing that I always talk about in relation to that is like sometimes the songs that I write, I'm revisiting and kind of how do I say I'm kind of like just now dealing with the thing by writing the song.
Okay.
So it's like I may write a song about something that happened already, but I finally have dealt with it once I've written a song about it.
Right.
So it's kind of like, you know, it's some of the songs, the situations are not always current, but it's like a snapshot of like, okay, I finally worked through what was happening or my feelings about the thing because maybe like I couldn't communicate them the way I wanted to, or maybe I'm finally getting to a space where like it is kind of like the therapy because it makes me analyze the situation and figure out like what role did I play in this, like what role did this person play in this, or just like dang, this unfolded this way, could it have been different or whatever the case may be. So it's like it's part of my journey of like dealing with things that I go through, and sometimes it's not about me and it's just like I'm like observing because I'm an observer. So I observe a lot of things that are happening around me. And it's like, yo, that's a super interesting scenario. Like what is it? I'm putting myself in a space to kind of experience what that person is feeling or thinking about. So it's like, let me write about that. Like, let me get that down. But a lot of my work is definitely like me confronting situations and things that happen, and it's like once I write about it, like I've kind of dealt with it, if that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. It could be something that you went through in high school or college, but it's like this instrumental made me want to tell this story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's like sometimes, like even just with my process when I'm recording music, especially like when I'm writing, what happens is I sing and I kind of get into this improvisational space where I'll sing, like just I'll throw out words. I'll play because a lot of times I make the music, of course, before, and I'll just play a section on loop, and words are just jumping out, and it's like, okay, and my mind is piecing it together, but I'm like recording this as I'm going along. So it's like I write the verses and the songs by singing them and recording them first, and then I'll document the lyrics once I get, because it's like I'm sourcing the story from inside.
Right.
So I feel like writing it takes away from the feeling, which is why I like a lot of times I record a lot of my stuff sometimes in like one take, or I'm just the songwriting process is like me recording the song, and then I'll go back and be like, okay, this is what I said, like, and just write everything down for the purpose of like documenting it. But I kind of started doing that once I heard Pharrell. I forget what he said, but I was watching an interview where he talked about like he doesn't really sit down to write songs much anymore. It's kind of like he'll freestyle and feel through it. And it helps me perform it more because I feel like it's distracting when you're writing the song down and then you're reading the lyrics while you're trying to record it. And it's like, I want to feel what I'm saying. And I want that to translate, you know, on the record. So that's kind of like how I attack that, how I do that. But yeah.
Okay. I'm happy you put that song out, especially this year. Like I said, it's such a cool, fun song. Like, I don't know, I just love the story. I love the story of it.
Yeah, you know, there's a longer version of that song, but the second half of that song, I took it off because it was
like 2 minutes and 39 seconds if I'm right, or
like
something?
3 seconds, 2 minutes and 3 seconds. So it's kind of like a teaser. Yeah, it's kind of like a teaser, but there's a longer version of that song. And I was sitting on it for like, I'll just say I was sitting on it, and I was like, yo, let me throw this out and see what happens. Like, let me just put it out. Because it's such a dope song, and it's again like a reflection of just the evolution of my sound, and just a snapshot into, or just like a window into some of the experiments and ways that I'm like shifting my sound, and so
yeah. And then you put out the instrumental, and you put out the
and the acapella,
like you just
which
let
I've
it
never
all
done that.
raw. Yeah, it's all raw. Like you can hear it, like everything. You want to hear the vocals? It's there. You want to hear the instrumental? Like you inspired to do something over it? You know what I'm saying?
Right,
That's pretty cool, just to give your art or share your art in that way.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to talk about technology. And like I said, when I followed you, I really didn't know. I didn't know you. You know what I'm saying? All I see was like your visual presence, and I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta follow you. So I know what a lot of your like pictures on Instagram, like you use like a lot of like graphic effects and stuff like that. And just so I feel like in doing that, I kind of understood you a little more. Like, okay, she's very futuristic. She's very into the digital age and technology, and even with how you put your music behind certain stuff, like visual things, and like I don't know. I think just what you do with your presence, with your image. So you do all the graphic design, and I'm assuming. So how important is that in your in you expressing yourself, your
it just gives me freedom to better tell my story, and to give people just a snapshot into like how I see the world, how I view the world. And also like I say this sometimes jokingly, but I feel like I'm also like a scientist in a way. Because I do a lot of things to test out like human behavior too. And so
you're a sociologist.
And just the way that I use colors, or even just certain like visual elements, it's like let's see what happens. But it's a way to just kind of like merge all the worlds and things that I see in my mind together, and to create a space that's engaging for people to like,
I'm just showing stuff here.
So like that's like this thing that's called double exposure, which sometimes depending on so it's like, again, it's tapping into a lot of things, because like you said, like I've always been drawn to things that are progressive, and things that like are ahead of what people are paying attention to or like doing. And there are so many artists out here that are doing a lot of that stuff already. And there's a point in my artistry and just in my life where I felt like, yo, maybe I'm too far removed. Like what I'm doing is not resonating with people because it's like too ahead. But it's like, in every generation and really every time period, there are always people that are stuck in the past. There are always people who are more focused on like the right now and that resonate with everybody right now. And then there are always those people who kind of tether the line of like being impactful in their time period, but also like introducing things that we don't understand until they're long gone.
Right.
And so it's like, I'm just trying to figure out like what my space and place is. And a lot of my work is like experimenting in that way. It's like a conversation with myself and with the world in a sense. I don't know. I hope that makes sense.
That makes sense. You know, like expressing like your belief on like everything. But I feel like time and everything is relative. Like really everything is now.
Yeah.
Because you a business historian, and then you a futuristic person. You know, it's like enigma.
And another thing, oh dang, somebody else said that. Oh, it's so wild. I think the other thing too that's important is like it also gives me a space to be playful in my work, because sometimes I feel like I personally did get to a space where I was like taking shit too seriously. And I was like, bro, like just relax, like just play. It's a playground. Like you get to make music for a living. You get to experiment and explore. You get to do art shit that people wish they could leave their jobs or even just do without being afraid of people judging them because they're doing something that's like, oh, that's what kids do, or like you too old to be doing that. And it's like, it just gives me space to like tell my story, but also be playful. And to create create things that people like only kind of see in their head, you know what I mean? Like just bringing a fantasy element to like the real world and kind of like escapism almost in a way, you know what I mean? So I don't know, playful, just escapism, and not escapism from like anything bad, because I don't necessarily that's a large part of why I like don't do any type of drugs or anything, because I feel like I don't have anything against it, but I feel like my brain is already on 10.
Insane.
And just in a crazy space. Yeah. So it's like I don't really go that route. And I'm constantly creating these types of worlds and things without that. So it's just like,
that's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know.
It can be done, people.
Yeah.
It can be done.
Yeah.
So that's dope, because looking at it, I mean, it's very psychedelic in itself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's cool. That was the word I want to look for. Your work is very psychedelic. And two, your hair is so dope. Like, I don't know. You got a very sci-fi-ness about you.
Huh.
You know what I'm saying?
That's so interesting.
Very sci-fi. I could see you in just like the Black Mirror realm, and I mean not the like the bad parts. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
I know what you mean.
It's very just like otherworldly, but still warm and just like, you know, you connect to people, you know. So like I said, I want to talk about technology.
Yeah.
You a producer, so I know you use tech a lot. I know like every day you're probably like in front of your computer or Logic or Pro Tools. So how do you feel? Oh, sorry.
No, I'm listening.
Okay. How do you feel like technology like plays a part in EmmoLei's business, like in EmmoLei's existence? Like, what would EmmoLei do without technology?
Well, I would say if I didn't have technology technology is actually a funny word because technology is simply the tool of the time. So for people who were using stone spears, that was their technology at the time. So we've always had technology. I think we've digitized and computerized and put that word into a space that's only zeros and ones, when actually technology is just, again, the tool of the time. So I feel like my technology, if it weren't like computers, would be more physical objects, like, you know, back to the drums and, you know, the things that people were using to just generate music. Again, like the voice is the very first instrument, actually. You know what I mean? Like, you know, sometimes people separate like the voice from the other acoustic and instruments that were like invented, but it's just like, you know, anything really could be an instrument. So I would just be using whatever was available and whatever I knew, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Don't stop no show.
Yeah. So I think that's what I would be doing. But I guess in terms of like what I use now, I just always try to stay up on not necessarily what's the fastest and the flashiest, but like, how does this contribute to like expanding my workflow or expanding like something that kind of elevates like what I'm already doing. Because I know a lot of people get caught up in like, yo, what you think the best DAW is? And I'm like, whatever helps you create the best, or whatever feels best to you. Because I mean, like Ableton and Logic have two different layouts, and it's wired for two different types of people in terms of how their brains might work.
Right.
So it's like Ableton, I can use Ableton, but it doesn't really fit my workflow. So I use Logic because it feels better to me. So yeah, so it's like I don't really get caught up in like, you know, what's better or, you know, what's the best over the other thing. It's kind of like what's useful to you, what's useful to me. Like, how does it help you realize what you see in your mind? It's like, if it's helping you do that, I'm all for it. You know what I mean?
Right. It could be
That's
some
kind of like, yeah, it could be anything really. Yeah.
I think too, like as a producer, I learned that like people try to make creativity an elitist thing. Like, what do you use? You know, it's like, it don't matter how much it costs. Like, I had somebody say like, oh, you record in Logic? Well, at the studio, we use Pro Tools. Well, I'm a master at Logic. Like, I can do what they do in Logic, you know, but it's like, they
That's
try to
what I'm saying.
It's like, what works for you, works for you know?
Yeah, and I had to get out of that mindset.
Are you using that mindset?
No, it's just like, for example, like when you go to school for stuff, and you're in a controlled space where everybody's like, almost like it's a sense of healthy competition, but it's like everybody's like, yo, trying to one up the next person. And when you're among people who are like very skilled at what they do, you can really get into a space where it's like a hoity-toity, like, what do you know, and who are you listening to, and that's beneath me because it's not this, you know, education based music. And it's like, nah, it's not. If it don't resonate with the people, and really, it's just kind of like a thing where, like you said, it shouldn't be an elitist situation. Like, it should be accessible, and it shouldn't be a situation where you downplay what people are doing because they're not using what you're using. Because at the end of the day, like, when you realize somebody that may not be as proficient as you at one thing is proficient at something else that you are trash at. And it's like, when you understand that it's always an exchange, like even somebody you meet on the street could be dope and resourceful and help you in a way that you just don't foresee. But it's like, if you're stuck in a space where you think just because you have access to this level of knowledge or you use this thing, you're better, or you're more qualified or whatever, it's like, I don't know. Cause like, even like I told you, like you said with Logic, like I know Logic in and out. And even I can use all of it because it's all the same. It's just like, I'm using Logic every day. Yeah, I use Pro Tools a little bit too. Yeah. So it's like, the stuff that I'm using every day is just the stuff that allows me to be my best self creatively. It's not really, you know, it's not, I don't get a gold star for using Pro Tools. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's industry standard. Well, like,
yeah,
people make up the industry. Like, stuff changes. All, like, I seen Pharrell using Logic on one of his little, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah. So,
I do.
A lot of people use Logic.
Yeah, a lot of people, like, you know, So I see you do use GarageBand iOS too. You got a lot of cool new adventure. Like, I see you got like a lot of toys. Like, some of the stuff I want to get to myself. You use the MIDI guitar.
So Artiphon has that's an Artiphon, the Instrument 1. I use that. I just got their Orba 2, which is like a that's what I was just looking for because I have it.
I want to see you do something with that. Show us that.
Wait, hold on. Let me go get it.
Okay, sure.
All right, so like this, right?
Yeah,
so it has like 4 modes. It has like it has 8 pads, right? So you I don't know if you can see.
I can see it.
It has a looper you can record. Let me see. It has bass.
Oh, dope. Whoa.
Right. And you have
and it stays in key. Like, can you set the key and all that type of stuff?
Yeah, you can change it. like you can change, so it comes with an app too, like on the phone and on the computer, but you can change the sound packs and stuff in here.
Okay.
You can change the key. You can do all of that. So you can program it however you want based on what you're trying to create. And then it has like the lead where you have.
Oh, that's beautiful. I gotta get one.
Yeah, this is and you can
Oh, what?
So actually, yeah. So let me go. Right. Actually, hold on. I might need to charge it, but
you can use that on stage too. Just put a shaker on it.
Exactly, and it has a looper too. So in addition to like so like in addition to the onboard effects, you can also plug it in. Like this is a MIDI Bluetooth controller too. So that's what I like about this is like I can connect this to my like Logic or something via Bluetooth, walk away from the computer and generate ideas away from like just sitting in this space, which the Artifine Instrument 1 is still tethered to like USB. But this is like, it frees you up even more, which is why I really like Artifine, because they're I think they're at the forefront of like creating, and it's a lot of instrument companies out here, but like I really think they're at the forefront of creating tools that make it fun to create and less of a chore. And they also continue to like make music more accessible to people who just want to make music as a hobby. Because like kids pick this up, you know, like you could have this in a music class and teach kids like integrate technology into the classroom using this stuff and still teach them like the fundamental way that we kind of create music, but it's still like it aligns with how people are creating music now, which is why I think just a lot of schools should begin integrating like the Instrument 1 and stuff like that, because I mean,
electric music.
Because I mean, and it allowed like the Instrument 1 too is structured in a way that you can play multiple instruments. So it's like they have pad zones where you can do like percussive stuff. You can map out the instrument to do like a violin, cello, bass guitar, regular guitar, ukulele. Like you can switch all of it's really like a bunch of instruments in one, which is why they just called it like Instrument 1.
But that one, I seen that one on your page and I was like, that's super sweet. It's like you really like stay up to date with like new stuff. I don't know, it just seemed like you keep it fun, like creating fun, you know what I'm saying?
I try to and like you said, I mean, I try not to get too caught up on because there could be a space where you get to where like you're trying to keep up with everything and you get distracted because it's like so many new things that come out every single day that you just can't keep up. But it's like I try to find those things that are like that really draw me in. And even like I was looking at the EmmoLei keyboard. Have you seen that keyboard?
Oh yeah, I played with it before too.
Yeah, so like that keyboard, I've been looking at that, and then there's this other keyboard that came out called the Lumi keyboard. I don't know if you've seen that too.
Yes, the Lumi.
It's a so it's like if I'm not mistaken, no, it's not by EmmoLei, but it's called a Lumi keyboard, and basically it's like it has all the colors.
It's flat, the flat one.
Yeah, it might be because it's like I think it's like let me see.
Yeah, you just tell me, because I'm not gonna interrupt you because they got more than one type of piano.
Yeah.
Yes, I did see that.
So EmmoLei actually does. EmmoLei is yes. EmmoLei does make this. Oh, and okay. I think it's like another one of their products, but it's like it can be used for people who already make music, but in addition, I think it's mainly structured for people who are trying to learn like piano. Oh, and okay. So the keys illuminate like the different chords and stuff for the songs. I think they have like songs built out where it's teaching you the chords for like your favorite songs. Exactly, yeah. So it's like you're understanding the note structure and all of that, the chords and stuff of like, you know, your favorite songs. And I think they do collaborations with some artists where they kind of break down the structure of their songs so people can learn it and stuff like that. So yeah.
Watch this just what we talked about is gonna be popping up in our ads everywhere. But
Yeah, that's true.
the Rolly would be really good for you because, like you said, you like to play your piano like a marimba, and that's really like
Yeah.
touch type pad, and you can like kind of zizzle on, like, you know, they got the tremolo option.
Yeah, modulate, like, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very, it's mapped out for a lot of different, like, you move away from the traditional I guess playing of the regular piano in terms of like, cause you can slide on like the keys, you can slide up and down and do all that stuff. So yeah, yeah.
That'll be
I
good.
definitely been looking at that.
This,
Yeah.
I'm getting that for Christmas. I'm gonna get that for
Yeah.
Christmas. Cause I be looking for a good MIDI board. Cause I got the it's the machine, the MK, whatever. It's like the MIDI key piano that they just made, but it's
Is it
already
an
going out.
MPC?
No, it's not an MPC. It's a keyboard. I'm gonna bring a picture.
Oh, okay.
It's a machine,
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
and
You
it's
talking about the company machine?
yeah, native
Yeah,
instruments,
yeah.
I say. But they
Yes, yeah.
it's already like going out, and I don't even use my MIDI because usually I just use my pads for the keys, but I need a decent MIDI keyboard, and that Rolly was good. My friend let me borrow it, but he
Yeah.
got it back because it's worth it. Like it's worth it.
It's actually good to know because
Yeah.
I've been eyeing that. Like I was I forget where I was, but this was like when they were first coming out with it, and it was like I was somewhere, and the guy who I think he was the founder, or like he was just going around like to different studios, doing demonstrations and stuff. And when I saw it, I was like, yo, that's that thing that I've been seeing all over online and stuff. Because I started seeing like videos pop up where people were demonstrating. I'm like, yo, that's gonna be a game changer. Like when I saw the video and the demo, I'm like, cool, like this is next level because it's like some stuff that you just can't do on a regular MIDI keyboard, and you kind of need different levels of expression to kind of bring out like the emotion in what you're making. So I think definitely the Rolly keyboard is like gonna be another, and they got the blocks too. I don't know if you saw those.
Yeah, you can put them on your phone.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, you can put them on your phone, and you could attach it to like the keyboard too.
And then like drum pads?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love music tech when it gets like to those points where it gets fun. Not saying the old way is not fun, but everybody create different, you know?
Yeah.
So I definitely want to get more into it. I got to save my money. I just been investing in like a lot of software for like vocal stuff, like isotope. That kind of took a lot of my money.
Yep.
So are you?
You know what you should do? Isotope, especially during like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and even just regularly, like you gotta catch it because I get their emails. It's like random times where they just discount like 80% of like just the isolated plugins, but also like the packs like of plugins, because you know Isotope has its structure for like post-production, like their music stuff, and just different things that you want to like, you know, what is it, distortion, or just like what's the other one they have? Like they even have the mastering plugin too.
That's the one I
The
got.
Ozone. Yeah, Ozone. Yeah. Yes. So it's like if you catch them, you just got to catch them when they're doing like the discounts, because I know that stuff is definitely expensive.
It is. I should have waited for that. I just got the RX-8.
No, it's worth it. It's worth it. I promise. That's worth it. Like, and you just gotta slowly build it. Yeah, you gotta slowly build it.
Cause you need all that type of stuff because you do films too.
Yeah.
You do film scoring. I was like, you know, when I was like looking like, you know, when I interview people, I want to like be knowledgeable of them. But I was really like nervous interviewing you today. I'm like, whoa, you just do so, I don't know, so grand, you know, like, and you done some amazing thing, and is doing amazing things. So I'm like, film scoring, I can actually hear your actual music, like you're in a show or a movie.
Yeah.
Should pitch him, because I know people be like, oh, who was that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
Insecure.
Yeah, so there's two sides to that, because like the what's the latest thing that you've watched?
Or like romantic stuff. What you mean? Like I got.
Yeah, no, but it doesn't even matter. I was just basically gonna say like the difference between like the composer and then like the artist whose songs end up in like whatever show or film you're watching.
Right.
Because it's like there's the person that creates the original score, which is like essentially the music that tells you how to feel while you're watching what you're watching. So even like I'm sure you know you are you into Star Wars? Or did you what's something else you into? Huh?
Let me see. Not Star Wars. What's the other series? X-Men? I don't know.
X-Men. See, I wasn't even into that. But even still, just like a lot of some of the films and stuff have like they have the classical sound, and that's usually what's happening like with the composer is creating original music for that particular film. But then you have the stuff where it's like the music supervisors come in and there's maybe a moment in the film where it's like we need a song with lyrics, so they'll get pre-existing material. Like they'll say, yo Meek, like you got this song that we need for this, let's cut this section and let's put this part in the film, and it ends up like a piece of your song ends up in the film. But it's usually like the lyrics or something about it is like
in a different order,
relates, well, not even a different order, but something about it relates to the narrative and what they're trying to translate or like communicate in that scene, or just in the beginning, wherever it is, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, like I have it's funny because I'm actually in the middle of some situations where I'm licensing my music for stuff like that, but also like a lot of what I do is like me creating the original score for like so I've done a lot of short films. I'm in the middle of scoring my first feature, which, do you listen to Samus?
Samus?
Yeah.
I never
She's a
heard.
Rapper.
Okay, yeah. I gotta get up on. You put me on, see?
Yeah. So Samus, there's a documentary being created about her. And I'm scoring that documentary. But pretty much that's like film scoring is like one of my favorite things to do. Because it kind of brings together like my love for visual storytelling with like my love for musical storytelling, and it also puts me in a position where like I'm not necessarily making all of the creative decisions. So like in my personal work, you know, like we talked about, like I do a lot of the creative parts. So it's like here I'm a supporting element. So it's like it kind of challenges me in a way where I'm bringing somebody else's vision to life musically. And sometimes they can't always express it. So it's like putting a puzzle together. So I have to kind of like dig into not only what I'm seeing in terms of what they've created visually, but just what they're trying to communicate like emotion wise, and how I pull that out musically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then too, like you said, your background in like big band, or I don't know if big band, but band stuff like that. So it's like you using all of your gifts, and like that's what I admire. You know, that's what I really admire about you, and that's why like I wanted to talk to you and just pick your brain. And I'm so happy that you said yes. I was like, oh, okay.
That's crazy.
And he was so sweet about it. He was like, yeah, I would love to. I'm like, okay, I don't even got the title of this. But
yeah, no, it's all good.
Yeah, so I'm grateful. I want, first of all, like the people that follow me to know more about you, and just to like document us that we hear. So this video hopefully will live billions of years, and I'm happy I got a chance to document you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But it's so much to you, and I'm just happy to be watching your journey. So I'm just gonna end it there because I don't want to keep you too long. It's like 2 hours. But
no, that's all good. Yeah, thank you so much.
For sure, thank you so much. So did you want to say anything?
Not really. I think we said a lot. Just you know, stay tuned. I guess should I link? You would have all the links.
I'm gonna link everything.
Okay, cool.
Site, Insta, YouTube, Bandcamp, all of that. Yep, got you.
Yeah, so I mean, really, just you know, number one, thank you first and foremost for having me, and I appreciate you for locking in on the journey, and really just you know, stay tuned, stay with me, and just unfold with me. Like it's evolution, you know, we're evolving. So I'm just thankful to have your ears and to have you, you know, in the mix and just be so excited to indulge. So I respect it and thank you.
Period. She here, y'all. So get there. You have a beautiful, blessed day in LA.
Same to you. No,
Yeah.
I'm in Atlanta right now,
Are
actually.
you in Atlanta? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I'm gonna say it's getting dark in Detroit.
Yeah. Oh, you in
That's
Detroit?
dope.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in the north
In the
end. You
D.
heard about that?
It's so cold. Yeah.
It really is. All right.
Man, that's crazy. But all right, you have a good day.
You too. Bye bye.
All right, bye.
All right.